losses may still be to X team, and I think the Steelers could be that X team for the Browns.
Yeah, and we have been here before. We have been here just in the last, since they've been back. We look at 2002, the 1 year the Browns made the playoffs here. They had a nice season, went 9-7, lost to Pittsburgh 3 times, including in the playoffs. That heartbreaking defeat. Exact same thing that the previous time the Browns made the playoffs in 1994. They went 11-5, lost to the Steelers 3 times. So the Steelers that's absolutely it. They are their Achilles heel. They need to get over this hump. Similar to another great example outside of Cleveland, if you remember Michael Jordan and the Bulls. For years, they kept running into the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs. They had to learn how to beat them, and then once they did, they win 3 straight NBA titles and 6 by the time the run was over. So this is it. I mean, this is, if you're going to get over that hump, this is it. Pittsburgh, and it starts this week. I think even if you, not to put too much emphasis on it, but if the Browns are going to take a step toward getting over that hump, they need to win this week. If they lose this week, it doesn't mean that the season is lost, but I think you lose that opportunity to make people believe that you're making improvement, that you're about to get over that hump. We have to wait another year to get another shot at these guys.
Absolutely, and I see a lot of parity every year, but this year I really see like a close divisional race. All of the teams I could see separated by just a couple of games. You don't want to go lose the first 3 in the division and lose both of them to Pittsburgh, so any potential ties or anything like that down the road, they own you on that. So, I mean, in general, it's 2 games in one, but you said it like just what I said. You got past the 10 years since we won a home opener thing. You got past the, hey, how long since we won a game on the road? Each one of those, it's not going to go away. It's going to be, oh, here we go again. So you got to knock that one down. And then all of a sudden, the last time you played the Steelers, you won. And then that changes that narrative a bit. Just like the last time you played on the road, you won. It's no more, hey, when's the last time did you win on the road? Last week, So that's how you do it. And this week, it's the Steelers.
Yeah, and they're at home. They almost beat them last time. They should have. There's really no excuse if they consider themselves a legitimate team. There's no excuse for losing this game. Pittsburgh's a decent team. They're not as good as they have been. They're there for the taking. The Browns are at home. The crowd's going to be into it. They're riding high from a big win. I mean, this is on the table. This is on the table for them to take. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Not saying they're even supposed to win or expected to win. But really, this is the table is set. I mean, they need to step up and do this. The Browns need to do something to convince us, to convince those that are still not quite on the bandwagon that this is for real, that there's something really legitimate going on. Once they do, I'll say this, once they do, assuming they win this week, I think there will not be enough room on the bandwagon. I think everybody's going to jump on because this is going to be for real.
All bets will be off at that point. You said not supposed to win. I know this doesn't mean a whole lot. I was shocked when I saw the evolving line on this game has now got the Browns a 2-point favorite over the Steelers.
Interesting.
That's... I mean, it's a home game, and usually the home game's going to swing you a field goal in the direction of the home team either way. But considering that the Steelers won just a month ago, that's an interesting line, the way they look at that there. That shows you that, I'm telling you, man, things are changing. Whether they've completely changed yet or not, I don't know. But things are definitely a-changing, my brother.
Yeah, we'll get an even better read on it on Sunday. I mean,
do they do it? Just what does your gut say? On the way out, JK, what does your gut say? Do they win this game or not? I think somehow they do.
Yeah, I knew you were going to ask me, and I can't, and needless to say, I have been hesitant to jump on this bandwagon. I am impressed with the victories that they've had. I've been impressed with all 4 games to some extent. I mean, the Baltimore game was a letdown, but even that, they went basically toe-to-toe with a team that was better than them. I've been impressed with them all the way. Haven't been able to quite jump on the bandwagon, and just cannot separate my head from my heart just yet. And I think I am the personification of, if they win this week, then I'm on the bandwagon. I think I need one more. I need a legitimate win. I think we need a non-miracle, and we think we need a solid, just beat another team head to toe, all 4 quarters, win the game, a big game at home against a big rival that you haven't beaten in a long time. Then I'll be on board. Until then, like I said, with the defense, it's just too scary. The defense is really scary right now, and I can't see them being able to stop Pittsburgh in a close game or even to prevent Pittsburgh from scoring at will. So I got to go with Pittsburgh. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be within 10 points. But for now, I still have to go with the Steelers until the Browns can prove otherwise.
The reason that I'm going to go ahead and hang my hat with because I'm very close on this too, because this is the game that the Browns traditionally would slip up and lose, no doubt about it. Not just when we say different on the field, but, Dan Ismar, he's down there every week. He's got season tickets. He tells me off and on the air, he goes, Jerry, I've been in that building forever, man, since it opened. He said, there's something different in the crowd this year. Like it's that rabidness, not just we're hot for the first kickoff and then as soon as reality hits us we go back to the same old. Like he's like, man, there's a different crowd there too this year, and I think maybe, just maybe, if they're as rabid as I think they're gonna be after the way they went to Tennessee and won that game, I think that'll be what puts them over the top. Just the way that crowd really took New Orleans out of their game, they're going to need to be the 12th man, no doubt about it, and help the Browns win this one.
And the nice thing about doing these big comebacks at the end is it does give you a little bit of a mulligan and builds a little more patience with your fans, that if things don't start out well, they'll hang in there a little bit longer because, like, no, we rallied from 25 freaking points, Jerry. I still can't, it's a week later, and I still can't believe that happened. But fans can say, you know what? Yeah, okay, we're going to hang in there a little bit longer. They won't hang in there too long, I think, because they still have 15 years of bad memories to deal with. But they will. You get a little bit more cushion that if they start a little slow, give up an early score, the crowd will still be into it. They'll still be excited because they know that this team is capable of coming back. So that does help.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be an atmosphere, man. Now it's up to the Browns.
Yes, it will. I cannot wait to see that atmosphere. October, bright autumn sun, Browns, Steelers. This is great. This should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. JK, I know you got to run. Thank you so much for being with us. Next week, hey, let's see how big the bandwagon swells, or if it's back down to reality, or what it is. Hey, you don't even know that. I mean, you could lose a heartbreaker. I mean, there's a lot of different things that can happen. But let's see where we're at next Friday, and then you got a little cupcake run coming up after that. So it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah,
save me a seat on that bandwagon, Jerry. I'd like to call placebacks.
All right, JK, have a good one. We'll catch up next Friday.
You bet, buddy.
All right, that is my man, the sports writer extraordinaire, Jonathan Knight. If you guys listen every week to the show and you're familiar with JK, then you know just how close the Browns have got him to turning the corner, because that's the closest to positive that he's been, and not in a bad way. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but that's the closest to positive that he's legitimately been about this team. Maybe since I've known him. Maybe, because, I mean, it's been some dark days. But anyways, that's encouraging to hear. It's going to be fun. The atmosphere is going to be fun. I can promise you, if you go down there Sunday, especially if you're one of these youngins that don't really know what Browns football is like, maybe you'll get a taste of a real atmosphere of a Browns and Steelers crowd, maybe for the first time since 1999. I don't know, but I got a funny feeling it's going to be pretty rowdy. We'll talk some more about that with Ryan Ruiz from the Inscriber coming up next after the news. Let's get the 3 Dawg Bones to victory. How do the Browns win this game? Because it's not going to be easy. Le'Veon Bell is a top 5 running back. Antonio Brown, do I even need to tell you what that man can do on the field? And how about Ben Roethlisberger? Like I said, man, Jimmy Haslam owes him royalties because they co-own the Cleveland Browns in the last 10-plus years. So, what do the Browns do to win? Ryan Ruiz from Dog Pound Nation brings his 3 Dawg Bones to victory your way. Coming up next, don't forget Mike Brandenberry from DidTheTribeWinLastNight.com. Coming up, top of the hour, we'll preview some playoffs, talk Tribe, got the news of the day, so much more. Don't go anywhere. Ryan Ruiz coming up next. Dawg Bones after the news.
Now when I walk the streets, kings and queens step aside. Every woman I meet, they all stay satisfied. I want to tell you, pretty baby, what I see I make my own. And I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad.
The Sports Fix, your choice for intelligent talk.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Intelligent talk.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good,
It
though.
could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
These guys must be on the wrong station.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!
The Sports Fix.
I'm Tyler Zeller, and you're listening to The Sports Fix.
Have you gotten your copy of Cleveland's Finest yet? Highlighting the best moments, players, and media members in Cleveland sports history?
He won it! Milo hit a three-pointer on the side!
In-depth personal interviews with some of the top names in Cleveland sports fill the pages of this incredible book. Cleveland's Finest by Vince McKee is this year's must-have book for every Cleveland sports fan. Available now at Amazon.com. Get your copy today. Sports Fix listeners, do you tweet? So do we. So tweet with us 24/7 at the Sports Fix CLE.
Business owners and professionals, do you want to take your business, your product, your team, your event to the next level? You want to advertise right here with the Sports Fix. Our listeners are among the most loyal listeners, terrestrial or internet. The Sports Fix universe is not only the radio show, but tens of thousands of fans on Facebook and Twitter. Email me, Jerry Myers, thesportsfix@AOL.com. That's thesportsfix@AOL.com. And let me help you swing for the fences and hit it out of the park right here on the Sports Fix.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Harry Buffalo. Harry Buffalo, join the herd.
Good morning, I'm Bob Picozzi. Well, we finally had a close one. The average margin of victory in the first 5 NFL Thursday night games was 29 points. In Houston, the Colts nearly squandered a 24-0 lead, but held on to beat the Texans 33-28. Andrew Luck passed for 370 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I think because it's a division game, Thursday night, short week, on the road, that's what's important. I realize it's only week 6. I think, it's not a Super Bowl. It's not anything too special, but everyone is big in this league, as, I'm finding out, and to beat a really darn good football team like that is huge for us.
T.Y. Hilton had 9 catches for 223 yards and a touchdown. The Royals led the American League in stolen bases. They'll be in Baltimore tonight to meet the Orioles. Game 1 American League Championship Series, 7 Eastern Time on ESPN Radio. James Shields versus Chris Tillman. If you are driving and have not yet been interviewed for the Rangers managerial job, please honk. Indians bullpen coach Kevin Cash was interviewed yesterday, and the Fort Worth Star-Telegram is reporting that Tim Bogar and Alex Cora will become the 7th and 8th candidates interviewed today. Rangers defenseman Dan Boyle broke his hand last night, out 6 weeks.
Whatever you're staying fit for, start at Subway with loads of great-tasting, surprisingly low-fat fresh-fit sandwiches like the tender turkey breast, piled high with your favorite fresh veggies like spinach. Get it made the way you say on freshly baked bread. Subway. Eat fresh.
You're listening to The Sports Fix.
Looking for a little payback, a little revenge here coming up this weekend. Heard it during the break. Al Lamar's in Minnesota interviewing. You heard Kevin Cash there looking for the Rangers managerial job. Alex Goro, I wonder if that's a relative of Indians? Was he pitching coach? Johnny Goro, way back in the 80s. That was my younger days. I remember him. But anyways, Indians out there in the managerial hunts there. Sandy still looking to get that job. He really wants to. And, you thought that window might have been here, but Terry Francona is definitely, at least by the appearances of things, going nowhere no time soon. Hopefully, anyways, because that would mean a drastic departure from the trend of this franchise, at least over the last 2 seasons. And that's such a tough one, because I know you'd want to be here. It's like Omar. When Omar wanted to keep playing here, but they didn't want him here, and he wanted to keep playing. And eventually, Sandy's going to want to manage. I mean, he's holding it off, and, assistant coach and / secondary coach, whatever fancy title you want to give it, head coach, junior, all these things that they do to keep you an extra year or two. I mean, somebody's going to give Sandy an opportunity. He deserves it. And, I don't know how legitimate Kevin Cash is, but I mean, bullpen coach of the Indians after the bullpen they had this year, there's definitely a rise in the resume there too. So we'll keep you up on that there as those teams looking to fill those positions. Sandy, though, in Minnesota, I could really see I could see something, and that's one of those like seeing Omar in the Tigers jersey, like, man,